Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Joni and I am the mom behind SimpleLivingMama.com, where we help moms simplify life, home, and homeschool. And today's video is another curriculum video. Today I'm actually going to be talking about curriculum hits from this past homeschool year. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that I wish I had tried sooner, things that I'm really excited about, and things that I'm continuing to use into the next school year. So if you joined me here last week, I shared 3 big curricula that I decided I will never purchase again. I really enjoyed the comments on that video because it just goes to show how different each homeschool family is, and the fact that different curricula can work for different families. You know, just because something is terrible for my homeschool doesn't mean it's going to be terrible for your homeschool. And today, just because something is amazing for my homeschool doesn't mean it's going to be necessarily amazing for your homeschool. That's the thing about homeschooling, right? It's very subjective, but we have the ability to tailor our kids' education to their interest, to their abilities, to what they need. And it's what I absolutely love so much about homeschooling, is that if something is not working and it's just downright awful, I can switch it up. And when I find something that works amazingly, I get to keep it, and I'm going to keep using it going forward. So let's just dive right into the video. I'm going to start with my #1 favorite homeschool curriculum from last year that I'm going to keep using with my kids going forward. And that would be Math with Confidence. Okay, so math has been a tricky subject in my homeschool, y'all. I shared in that last video that there were a couple of different math curricula that we had tried that was just awful for our family, not a good fit. And it's just been one of those things that I struggle teaching. I mean, I have a degree in English. Math is not my thing. That's a big part of the reason why I have used teaching textbooks. And I'll talk about that when I share our curriculum picks with you, hopefully later this month. If not later in July, then I'll be sharing it in early August. But I'm still going to be using teaching textbooks with some of my kids, and I'm going to be using Math with Confidence with some of my kids, and then possibly something else with my high school kids. Haven't totally decided yet. But let's talk about Math with Confidence. So this is a curriculum that I wish was available when I started homeschooling. I've been homeschooling for 12 years now, and I'm not quite sure when this came out. I know that I kind of missed the whole bandwagon because I've seen lots of different overviews and reviews of this curriculum here on YouTube, and I totally missed all of that. So I'm late to the party when it comes to Math with Confidence. But I tried it out with my first grader, and it is an amazing curriculum. What do I love about Math with Confidence? First of all, the way that it's laid out is great for me because it's laid out day by day. So each lesson is kind of broken down into daily lessons, and it tells me exactly what to do. And it tells me things that I can do with my kids to help them review if they're having trouble with certain things. I'm going to do a full review from my perspective on this curriculum because there's just so much to talk about. And this video is not just about Math with Confidence, but that has been a huge thing that I have loved about it. You do have to gather materials before you start the course at the beginning of the school year. So you gather up a whole bunch of different materials for your math box because there are going to be hands-on games involved. And I have found that my son loves the hands-on games. It keeps him intrigued, it keeps him interested, and it works really well for him. Now, there are some days where I skip those because we just don't have time to deal with them. We're not in the mood to deal with them, and it all works out in the wash, okay? I also love the fact that there is an enrichment day with each lesson, and she includes a picture book and different enrichment activities that you can do with your child to help reinforce what they've learned. And I haven't bought a single one of those picture books, and so far I have been able to find just about all of them on YouTube as read alouds. So he really enjoys that. I will find it on YouTube as a read aloud. I'll have him listen to the story, and then we'll do an activity, and it's just worked out beautifully. Now, I will say this, we are not done with the first grade curriculum. Even though we finished our school year, I'm going to keep working with him on this throughout the summer, and he'll probably start second grade still working on this curriculum. That's just because of our personal schedules and different things that we had going on last school year, but that's fine. It is what it is. I did go ahead and buy him the second grade curriculum, so we can start that whenever I feel that he's ready to move on. Now, it comes with that instructor guide and also the student workbook. And I love that those two things are separated, because this is what he gets. And if I want to rip out his workbook page so he's not distracted by the other pages in the book, I can do that. But a lot of times I don't even do that. I'll just show you. It's so simple. It's colorful, but there's not a lot on the page to distract and to overwhelm. And that's something that we struggled with The Good and the Beautiful's math curriculum. So Math with Confidence, a big hit. Like I said, I am going to continue Math with Confidence with this child who is going into second grade. And then I have a child who is starting fourth grade, and I just got her fourth grade Math with Confidence. Now, they did come out with fifth grade curriculum just very recently, and I do have a child who is going into fifth grade as well. And I'm still kind of discussing with him if he wants to switch to this, which is more teacher intensive, or if he wants to stay with teaching textbooks, which is obviously a lot less teacher intensive, you know, on my part. So we're still in discussion about that. I don't know if that would be a good fit for him or not. So we'll see. But so far, I'll be using Math with Confidence with two of my children. And then when my youngest child starts kindergarten, she's not starting it this year, she'll start it next year. I'll start her off with the kindergarten curriculum. So super excited about Math with Confidence. All right, let's talk about the next curriculum. That was a big hit. And the first time that we tried it, Handwriting Without Tears. I wish I had found Handwriting Without Tears earlier on in my homeschool journey. Now, I've heard about it. I've heard about it for years now, but I never tried it. This year I tried it, and it has been a great experience. So once again, I tried it with my first grader. So he had my printing book, and then my child who was in third grade, she started off with Cursive Kickoff. She is progressing beautifully through this workbook. She is learning all of her cursive letters. Now, it's not the same like script necessarily that I learned when I was in school, and you'll have to forgive me because I don't have all of the different types of cursive memorized. It's a little bit different. For example, like the P's don't have the little loopy thing on the end, and I remember having like a little loopy thing down here. So it's a little bit different, but it has worked really, really well for them. They enjoy these workbooks, and we are definitely going to continue on with Handwriting Without Tears from now on. And I don't get all the extra stuff. I just simply get the workbooks, and I help them with, you know, proper positioning and all of that stuff myself. You can definitely get like a lot more with the program, but I don't. I just strictly get the workbooks. Okay, let's talk about the third and final curriculum that I want to share with you guys today. So, in one of my previous videos, I talked about what I do at the end of a school year. And I talked to my kids. I asked them, what did they like about our homeschool year, and what did they not like about our homeschool year? And one of the things that I heard the most, especially from my creative, she was 8 years old at the time, daughter, is she wanted more hands-on activities. So we do follow, for the most part, not 100%, you guys know this, the Charlotte Mason method. And that means a lot of reading and a lot of notebooking and narrating. And that works great. It's a wonderful, beautiful mode of education. There are hands-on things with nature study and with handicrafts, But she also just wanted some more. She wanted more hands-on projects. And that's something that I knew that I personally struggled with providing. And one of my favorite subjects to teach is history. And as much as I love living books, and as much as I believe living books can bring all of those events to life, sometimes you just need some hands-on projects to help you really enjoy a lesson. So I found History Unboxed this past school year, and I have used them for several of our different history studies. So we studied ancient Egypt for our like world history stream this year, and then we studied American history. So I got the Ancient Egypt History Unboxed box, and I got the Pharaohs History Unboxed box. And we did so many fun things with those. We learned about mummification. They painted like a little sarcophagus. We made a sundial. We learned about hieroglyphics. We had like whatever that game is that they play in ancient Egypt with the stones and stuff. We did that. We did all kinds of super fun things with that. And then for American history, we did the American Revolution Unboxed. That might not be the exact title of it. And then we did Civil War Unboxed. And we're still not completely done with the Civil War Unboxed box, but I'm going to show you what we did do. Because just to give you an idea of how it works. And I might do a full review of this if you guys are interested as well. So what comes in the box is you get like this pamphlet here, and they come with like little timeline stickers too. So those are cute. You can add those to your timeline if you want. And you just simply open and read. So it has different things that you can read aloud to the kids that go along with your studies. And then there's projects that you can do as well. So for the Civil War, let's see. I even have a section for teens if you have teens that are doing this with you. Lots and lots of information in here. Artwork to look at. And learned about the Underground Railroad. So different things that you can read aloud to the kids. And then there are also some things to color. So they come with like a comic book strip type thing that you can color and read. And then also just a really nice coloring page. And then the thing that my kids were most excited about was we learned about Morse code. So they created this little Morse code machine and tapped it out, and it came with, so you put that all together. It has instructions on how to do that, and it came with this scroll of all the letters in Morse code. So they were sitting around tapping out messages to each other and having a good old time with that. And that was really interesting and fun. And then the other thing that they absolutely loved, and I need to clean it because yeah, they've been using it. They played the harmonica, so that was fun. And then the last project that we haven't done yet are these little dipper gourds. So that came in the box, but just to have like these ready-made hands-on projects available and they're related to what we're learning about and studying has just been awesome. And I feel like they're pretty affordable as well. So if you are looking for some hands-on history projects that are super simple, already put together, I highly recommend History Unboxed. And I'll have a link down in the description if you're interested as well. So, okay, I shared with you my top curriculum hits. These are things that I had never tried before until this past school year, and I really, really liked them. I liked the way that they worked out for us, and hopefully they'll continue working out for us in the future. If you have any questions or you want to share some things that you tried this year that were awesome, please do so down in the comments below. Also, something else I want to talk to you guys about, I do have a blog, and I have a lot of freebies on the blog, a lot of homemaking, and homeschool freebies. And one that you may be interested in is I have a little planning pack that has my really popular 2025-2026 homeschool calendar at a glance. It also includes an attendance tracker and a homeschool expense tracker, and you can get that totally for free. And I will have that down in the description as well. So I would love for you to pick that up. And if you pick that up, you will also receive my homeschool newsletters that I send out about once a week or so, just sharing anything new that I found, plus these videos as well. So I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next video.